You see here that there are streams of water coming out of this jug. Now I'm blocking the top one because the top one is spoiling the second one. This is more like a parabola here, more of a curve of parabola. The pressure decreases as you go up towards the top of the jug, and the pressure increases as you go towards the bottom. As you can see, the bottom stream is faster. Pressure energy here in the jug is being converted into kinetic energy, and the outward speed of the bottom stream is higher, so the curve is shallower. They're all parabolas, but the top ones have more of a curve. Now here I have drawn two parabolas to simulate what was happening with the water coming out of the jug. A parabola is simply y equals x squared, or in our case, y equals negative x squared. X squared is simply x times x, or for example, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 7 squared is 49, and so on. Very simple mathematical relationship between x and y, or the water coming from the jug. Here I've drawn 4 parabolas, each in a different color. The blue one is y equals 10x squared. Now let's look at the blue one. So when x is 2, x squared is 4, y is 40. When x is 4, x squared is 16, y is 160. It's a very steep parabola. It doesn't have that cat's ear curve or the falling water curve, but it's still a parabola. Here is simply y, the black one is simply y equals x squared. So when x is 6, y is 36. When x is 8, y is 64. 10 times 10 is 100. Here we are at 100, and that's a very smooth curve, cat's ear curve. A parabola has a focal point. For example, on the headlights of a car, the light bulb is at the center, the focal point, and the reflector behind it is a parabola to focus the light forward so the driver can see. The next time you look at a headlight, notice the parabolic curve behind the light bulb, or the filament, whatever it may be. Very interesting property of a parabola. A cat's ear, for example, is a parabola to focus the noise, the slightest noise, on the cat's eardrum. Cats can hear, of course, far better than we can. They need to find a mouse in the dark. Now the red one here is y equals x squared divided by 2. So this is a much shallower parabola. This would correspond to falling water that had a large initial speed. The pressure energy, the stored energy in the jug, is being converted into moving energy or kinetic energy and provides a higher initial speed, so the parabola is shallower. Here is the green one. The green was x squared divided by 10. So when x is 4, on the green one, 4 times 4 is 16, divided by 10 is 1.6. We're right down here. 12 times 12 is 144, divided by 10 is 14.4, and so we have a shallow parabola here. These 4 were drawn together. Now, here are 2 parabolas more closely simulating what's happening in the jug. They're starting from different points. So the equation for the first one is y equals minus x squared divided by 2. And the equation for the second one is y equals 40 minus x squared. So the second one, the pencil parabola, begins at 40, y equals 40, and comes down. Gravity is pulling the water down at an accelerating pace, so the curve smooths out as it falls, and eventually is almost a straight line. The red parabola starts off with higher speed, but it starts at 0, and so it crosses the black parabola. The two lines cross here. So let's look at some numbers here. Y equals 40 minus x squared. When x is 0, y is 40. When x is 6, that's 40 minus 36, which is 4. And when x is 10, that's 40 minus 100, which is negative 60. Now the black parabola is down to negative 60, just past the point where the two cross. Okay, y equals minus x squared divided by 2 when, let's say when x is 10, that's negative 100 divided by 2, which is negative 50. So that brings us here, just at the crossing point. Now, by simple algebra, we can find out where these two parabolas will cross just by equaling the first equation with the second equation and solving for x. And that will give us the point at which these two cross. Very interesting. The mathematical precision of these two curves. God is a God of order and wisdom and numbers in creation. And thousands of years before anyone discovered the mathematics behind a parabola, water was falling over waterfalls in God's creation and forming parabolas. God is a God of order and wisdom. Thank you for watching.